площадке кабины обслуживания опущены 10-й. Доклад 10-го принял, 5-й. Десятому увести кабину обслуживания ниже стартового сооружения, 5-й. Есть увести кабину обслуживания вниз у стартового сооружения, 10-й. Пятый, кабина обслуживания выведена в нишу стартового сооружения, 10. Доклад 10 принял, 5. Внимание на стартовом комплексе. Объявляется готовность к пуску 30 минут. 5. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 10. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 20. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 30. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 40. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 50. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 60. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 70. Готовность к пуску 30 минут принял 80. Принята готовность к пуску 30 минут. 5. 5. Провел заключительную операцию на колоннах обслуживания. Готов развести колонны обслуживания в горизонтальное положение. 10. Доклад 10 принял. 5. 10 развести колонны обслуживания в горизонтальное положение. 5. Есть развести колонны обслуживания в горизонтальное положение. 10.
Okay, that sounded like some sort of go-no-go poll, if I were to guess. The towers haven't retracted yet, but I am here to commentate. My name is Josh. I am going to be hosting our live stream today of the Soyuz MS-21 mission launching to the International Space Station tonight. Hopefully we see liftoff in just around 34 minutes. And yeah, you're currently looking at a live view of Soyuz on the pad on their launch site 31-6 at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Russia. Inside the payload fairing is the Progress spacecraft. We'll get further into that the closer we get to launch. There goes that first tower. Look at that. It's fast retraction. Look, that first service tower is now retracting away from Soyuz at around T-minus 30 minutes and 33 minutes and 30 seconds. And that second tower is also now retracting away from the Soyuz rocket. Both towers now with retraction underway. That puts us in a good position for T-minus 33 minutes. In my opinion, these towers retracting looks really cool. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel like it should belong in like space and stuff, but it is. Those two towers now retracting. I don't know what that means, but
Доклад 10 принял, 5. 10-му снять страховочное приспособление с СМ-575 и ВКМ 5. Есть страховки ПЛБ с мощью СМ-575 и ВКМ 10.
I just want to note while we still have this camera view, this would not be allowed in the U.S. Look at all these people at the pad. That would not be allowed in the U.S. The pad in the U.S. is cleared around an hour 30 before launch. In Russia, it's cleared around 10 minutes before launch. So the crews will stay here until just before launch, where you can view the launch from just around 1,000 feet away. Whereas in the U.S., you have to be a good 2 miles away, at least. But it does make for cool launch viewing opportunities. While dangerous, it is loud and fun. You can see that venting on Soyuz as the rocket continues to proceed towards its T0 at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Those vents are normal. That's them venting off the excess fuels that the engines on the 5 cores use. There are 4 boosters in a single core. All 5 of them are powered by liquid fuel. You can see those towers continue to retract. They're around halfway down to their retraction. Once they reach like level with the ground, like 0 degrees inclination, then they will stop retracting and just hold there for the launch. This will be a cool launch because it is nighttime. Actually, I can check what time it is in Baikonur right now. So in Baikonur, it is almost midnight for them. You can see those amazing safety precautions with all those people just piling around the rocket, which is full of a few 100,000 pounds of explosives. So not the safest thing to be around, but it'll work, I guess. So you can see those towers continue to retract. Everything continues to look good as we proceed towards the T0 at 8:20. Not much else to say until we get closer, because I have a bunch of stuff planned for once we get closer to launch. But at the moment, we sort of just have to sit here and wait for launch, for events to happen.
Пятый, воздух, корректора системы эжекции выдан. Замечаний нет, 50-й. Захват 50-го принял, пятый. Пятый, расчет убыл район эвакуации. Прошу разрешения на связи, 40-й. Захват 40-го принял, пятый. 40-м разрешаю идти со
Okay,
связи.
so NASA coverage will begin at 8. Thank you, Ian. However, at that point, I'm still going to be commentating, because at that point, we're close to launch, and the closer to launch you get, the more you have to commentate and all that stuff. So, thank you, NASA. Or I could learn Russian. No. Okay. But, yeah, you can see the pad continues to be active with lots of people
Пятый,
on the
расчет
pad.
эвакуировать
Not the safest of
безопасную зону.
things.
60-й.
Not the safest of
Захват
things.
60-й принял, пятый. Пятый, расчет системы измерения эвакуируем установленные места эвакуации. 70-й. Захват 70-го принял, пятый.
Like I was saying, not the safest of things to be around, but it's cool. Like, that's not every day you get to say you were next to a fully fueled rocket that was about to send cargo to the International Space Station. Yeah, sometimes we'll cut away. This is the technical feed. If we switch over here, this is the hosted feed, but the technical feed is better because there's no like hosts. It's just views of the rocket. So you can see all the lights.
Пятый, колонна обслуживания разведены в горизонтальное положение, 10-й. Захват 10-го принял, пятый.
As I was saying, you can see the lights going down the road. That's the road that approaches the pad. However, Soyuz is transported by train, so there's a railroad track that goes up the pad to the left of the camera and out of frame. It's not currently visible due to the towers blocking the view, but trust me, there is a train track that goes there. It's around 2 miles long, and it transports Soyuz from the integration facilities to the pad, where it went vertical yesterday, I believe. So all the umbilicals are connected right now. The first umbilical will disconnect at around T minus 25 seconds. And that's that big tower on the left of the rocket. And the smaller tower, which is right under that bigger tower, will disconnect at around T minus 15. Engine ignition starts pretty early. It starts at around T minus 10. And then it takes the engines that long to get up to full power. And then once that happens, Soyuz is off to space. But we'll save more of that stuff for later. However, I do have something that we can go over right now. If I set up the stream the right way, I did not. Maybe if I, don't break the stream for once, then we can do it. Just possibly. I think I already broke the stream. Never mind, I did not already break the stream. 1 second, I'm just trying to get this up. I apologize for all of the annoying stuff that I did not set up.
эвакуировано. Эвакуационный канал открытый, проверенный. На парашютов эвакуированы восстановленные места. Прошу соедините со связью 80-х.
Okay, I figured it out.
Доклад 80-го принял, 5-й. 80-м решаю идти со связи.
I figured I broke it again. I apologize.
5-й расчет заправочного оборудования. 15 минут готовности эвакуировал восстановленные места. 20-й. Доклад 20-го принял, 5-й.
So if you do subscribe, this is the content you get. Me breaking stream setups for like a lot of time. I apologize. I'll let you listen to him really quick. Okay, I have done it. I'll turn that into that. This is an Everyday Astronaut pre-launch preview. So, we'll scroll down. That is the first section we are getting to. Here, this is a view, or no, this is showing what is going to happen in this mission. I apologize if the view on the right is incorrect. Really quickly, that is my fault. Liftoff is scheduled for October 26th at 12:20 UTC. That is 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on the 25th. I'll turn this down. The mission name is Soyuz Progress MS-21 82, the 82nd Progress mission to resupply the ISS. Roscosmos is providing the Soyuz rocket, and Roscosmos is also paying for this mission. This rocket is a Soyuz 2.1A, and it'll launch from Launch Complex 31-6 at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. I thought it was Russia. Well, I guess I was wrong. Yeah, and then if we scroll down a little bit longer, will they be attempting to recover the first stage? No. They cannot land the boosters. They will crash into mountains in Kazakhstan. Oh, here. I missed this one. And these. Oh, wait, I can't do that because then I'll mess it up. There is 2,500 kilograms of cargo on board Progress right now. That'll be launched to the ISS in just around, I'm not sure, the clock went off screen, in around 20 minutes. And then, I apologize, the stream is a mess. And then it'll rendezvous to the ISS at around a 400 kilometer low Earth orbit at a 51.65 degree inclination. And this will be the 21st launch of the Progress spacecraft, the 82nd cargo delivery to the ISS, the 174th Progress launch, and the 146th orbital launch attempt of 2022. And there's all of this stuff, but I'm not going to get into that now. Dang it, the clock reset. I will get the clock right eventually. But as we proceed towards a launch, everything continues to look nominal. We are just around 20 minutes away from liftoff. Okay, I fixed the clock. But yeah, I will turn this back on.
Разрешите уйти со связи, 5-й. Доклад этого принял. Решаю уйти со связи, 1-й.
I don't know what they were saying, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with a rocket. Okay. Radio static.
1-й. Расчет своего отметки. Под 5-минутной готовности эвакуировал установленные места. Прошу разрешения уйти со связи, 4-й. Доклад 4-го принял. Разрешаю уйти со связи, 1-й.
5 Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but as you can tell, I do not speak Russian. So, um, yeah. Soyuz in that payload fairing is the Progress spacecraft. Just in case you didn't know, that separates into two different pieces. Once it leaves Earth's atmosphere, that the only reason it's there in the first place is so that the spacecraft doesn't get destroyed by the aerodynamic forces on ascent. Um, and yeah, it gets loud up there because it's on top of a rocket, and rockets are loud. I believe Soyuz is around. I don't want to. I'll just say around 160 decibels. From a few miles, or no, I'm just. I know that inside of the Falcon 9 payload fairing, it's 190 something decibels. I think it's 192 decibels inside the fairing. The loudest rocket was Saturn V, that measured at around 230 something decibels. So, rockets get loud, just in case you couldn't tell. Oh, yes, Falcon Heavy did roll out tonight. I might get a view on screen if I can do this quick enough. Maybe. That's a close-up of the engines. Yeah, it's a cool close-up of the 4 boosters and single core on Falcon Heavy.
Do you love boating?
Whoops. Do you love boating? Look. Well, you can't see what I'm seeing right now. But on the top right of your screen, a Falcon Heavy will appear. Okay. So you got a quick glimpse of Falcon Heavy. But that's not what we're here tonight for. We're here tonight for a launch of Soyuz from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Russia. Or Kazakhstan. Yeah. So hopefully we can. Okay. I apologize. Falcon Heavy static. Okay, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay. I'll be at school. But yeah. Trust Ian, the space nerd in chat. He knows what he's talking about. Okay. Okay. Again, I don't know what that means, but since the countdown is still ticking down, I'm assuming that we are still go for launch. So yeah. So these are screens in mission control. You can see Soyuz on the pad. Now you can actually see good views of Soyuz on the pad. This is the raw camera feed from the technical live stream. This is the hosted live stream, but that live stream is not as good because it does not always show live views of the rocket on the pad. So hopefully tonight we can get liftoff in just a few minutes. 15 minutes to launch.
Готовность спуску 10 минут принял, 50-й. Готовность спуску 10 минут принял, 60-й. Готовность спуску 10 минут принял, 70-й. Доклады руководитель работ принял, 50.
Yeah, so if I'm gonna mute that. But we are just around 15 minutes. Now we're closer to 14 minutes to launch. And okay, okay, I won't trust you if you say so. Yeah, so we are just about to cross 14 minutes to launch. Everything continues to look good before the launch of Soyuz 2.1A from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. These are live views provided by Roscosmos. That is, in case you do not know, Russia's space agency. Right now it looks like the pad is cleared, so there are no more people at the pad. So now I believe they are all outside of the pad perimeter, where they are supposed to be. If they go inside of the pad perimeter, and the crew can't get them out in time, then the launch will be called a scrub due to range violation. This has happened many times with previous launches. The most notable, which I think most space nerds fans remember, is CSG-2. CSG-2 got scrubbed, I believe it was 5 times. And one of them was because there was a cruise ship in the hazard zone. So, yeah, that's always fun. However, I do think the more recent Starlink mission got scrubbed more times than CSG-2. But anyway, yeah. You can see that venting, that's normal. That's them venting the RP1 in liquid oxygen due to it being super cold in preparation for the launch. They super chill the propellants because that's how they get the max efficiency out of the engines for launch. Since I don't speak Russian, I can't give you live updates on what is happening right now, but I can confirm that there are still updates being given on the launch. And we have crossed 12 minutes to launch. Once we cross 10 minutes, I call that the final count, because it goes into the single digits. But yeah, everything continues to look good. Yep, almost 1,000 subscribers. So if you would mind subscribing, that would be very good. I will actually put that chat on the screen if I can find the UI. Uh-oh. My computer has frozen. I'm sorry if the stream cut out. My computer chose to freeze. But it is back. And just a translation, that means almost 1,000 subscribers. And yes, I do speak Spanish. Yeah, but we are just about to cross 10 minutes to launch. We're about to enter the final count. This is where things get exciting. And also, if you subscribe and you say you subscribed in the chat, then your name will be put on screen. Also, if you just chat in general, then I will put your name on screen with the chat that you put. Unless it is inappropriate, then that will not be put on screen and removed from the chat. But yeah, with that puts us under 10 minutes to launch. We are now 9 minutes, 50 seconds away. update the clock so it doesn't show that 0 at the beginning, because I don't like when it does that. And there we go. That is the better clock. Yeah, so now, whoops. I apologize if you're experiencing buffering. That's on my end. Weird things decided to happen to the Wi-Fi. But we're about to cross 9 minutes. That venting continues to look normal. The people in Kazakhstan right now should be ready to capture a pretty launch tonight. Since Russia, since the safety things are less strict, you can actually get a lot closer to the rocket than you can in other countries. I actually posted a video a few weeks ago, I believe it was a few weeks ago. Yes, 3 weeks ago. Wow, that was already 3 weeks ago. Of a person that decided to go really close. That was actually the border that they can get to see the launch of the Soyuz MS-21, the crewed launch. This is Progress MS-21, but for some reason the title says Soyuz MS-21. I'll change that after. But yeah, that puts us with the cool engine shot again. I'll turn on that ambient sound.
Доклад 30-го принял, первый.
So I'll be quieter as we listen in for the final 7.5 minutes before launch of another Soyuz mission. And just a heads up, I will not be streaming the Starlink launch on Thursday due to me not being able to stream it. That's just vlogs. But yeah. Okay. And I might not be able to stream USF 44. That's really annoying. But I'll try.
Минутную готовность принял 30-й. Минутную готовность принял 70-й. Минутную готовность принял 60-й. Минутную готовность принял 70-й. Доклады руководителя работ принял первый. 60-му сбросить шоу объекта первый. Есть принятие сброс шоу объекта 60-й. Первый, готовность 1, раз выдано 70-й. Доклад 70-го принял первый. Есть готовность систем комплекса 30-й. Доклад 30-го принял первый. Первый. Сброс шоу объекта проведен. Замечаний нет. Космический аппарат к запуску готов. 60-й. Доклад 60-го принял первый. Ключ на старт. Есть ключ на старт 30-й. Доклад 30-го принял первый.
We are about to cross 5 minutes to launch. This is where everything exciting begins to happen. It's 5 minutes to launch. Everything begins to close out. All the gas lines begin to close out. The propellant lines close out. And everything exciting begins to happen. now that we are closer to launch, we will now go into launch configuration. That's where everything starts getting configured for launch. It's setup mode on the pad.
Есть продувка 30-й. Есть продувка 70-й. Доклады руководителя работ принял, первый.
Four minutes to launch. You're now under 4 minutes to launch. Watch as Soyuz launches Progress MS-21 to the International Space Station. Everything continues to look good as we proceed towards the T0 at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Under 2 minutes to launch, or under 3 minutes to launch, I apologize.
Есть 13-30-й. Есть 12-70-й.
And the final closeouts are now occurring. Soyuz is now entering launch configuration as we proceed towards T0 at 8:20 p.m. Just around 2.5 minutes away. Expect it to get loud at liftoff because these microphones are placed very close to the rocket.
Есть 13-20-й. Доклады руководителя работ принял, первый. Надув. Есть надув 70-й. Есть ГДР ВОКа и 70-й.
Under 2 minutes to launch. That puts us around a minute to launch.
Есть надув общий 70-й. Есть бронзовая система измерения 70-й. Есть готовность 2 70-й. Доклады руководителя работ принял, первый.
I will start being quiet as we proceed towards liftoff. I apologize if you guys are experiencing lag on the video. That's on my end. It's giving me a bunch of warnings, but I can't fix it. We're too close to launch, so I'll try to fix it for the next stream. But in the meantime, let's watch as Soyuz carries another Progress supply vehicle to the International Space Station. Just about to cross 1 minute to launch. Stand by for the command to proceed. Just around 1 minute away. Minus 50 seconds. Thank you, Ian, for confirming that the stream is good. 45 seconds to launch. So just a heads up, headphone warning, it will get loud. Ignition will occur at ignition sequence will begin at around T-minus 15 seconds, which will then be followed by engine start at T-minus 2. So they have gotten their clock off screen, but we still have a clock on the top left. But it'll probably get off screen soon. Stand by.
Есть переход блока И на бортовое питание. Есть отрыв ШАО блока И.
15 seconds, stand by. Is that first umbilical retracting away?
Есть дополнительный Мастер 20. Есть Мастер 30. Доклады принял. Пуск.
Coming up on the engine ignition sequence.
Пуск.
That second umbilical now retracting away from Soyuz. Engine ignition has begun. Engine start. That's the big flame. Let's wait for full thrust. Yes, engine is full thrust. Should be liftoff of Soyuz from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. No progress. Look at that. As the sound fades away very quickly, you can still see the light from those 3 cores on Soyuz, and now you can no longer see them due to clouds. However, we do have onboard cameras, thanks to Roscosmos. We are seeing good launch video. T plus 75 seconds into flight, that's what those numbers at the bottom of the screen are showing. The next thing we expect to see visually is plume expansion. That's where the atmosphere begins to thin out, so the plume gets thin, the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner. So there's nothing to hold that plume into a pencil-thin flame, so it begins to open up to create a really pretty plume. Look, there's that plume expansion starting. You can see that it's opened up from its original shape. T plus 100, and there goes booster cutoff. And there's the Korolev cross. Those boosters have separated away from Soyuz. The next thing we expect to see is fairing separation. I'm going to go over here so we can get live telemetry. Look at that. That's really pretty. There go the fairings. So the Progress spacecraft is now exposed to the vacuum of space. So in around a minute and a half, we expect to see this stage cut off and the second stage separate away from the vehicle. So just around a minute away from booster or stage 1 engine cutoff. That is a view from the upper stage, or no, that's a view from Progress. That's a view from the Progress spacecraft looking down the rocket. And stage 2 ignition. Let's wait for tail section. And there is that separation of the tail section. So now the second stage will burn for another around 5 minutes.
Есть запуск двигателя третьей ступени. Есть выключение двигателя второй ступени. Есть отделение второй ступени. 300. Есть сброс панели хвостового отсека. 310. Стабилизация изделия устойчивая. 320. Параметры конструкции ракеты-носителя в норме. 330. Двигатель третьей ступени работает нормально. 340. Параметры системы управления в норме. 350. Полет нормальный. 360. Тангаж, рыскание вращения в норме. 370. Параметры конструкции ракеты-носителя в норме. 380. Двигатель третьей ступени работает нормально. 390. Параметры системы управления ракеты-носителя в норме. 400.
So
Стабилизация изделия устойчивая.
I do believe that second stage is actually hitting sunlight right now. So it would be doing the jellyfish, however, it is clouded out. So another jellyfish clouded out by clouds. I mean, what else would it be clouded out by if it wasn't clouds? So the next thing we expect to see in around just under a minute is second engine cutoff, or SECO, or third stage cutoff actually. Yeah, so coming up on orbital velocity, 20 around 25,000 kilometers per hour. So they're just around 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers away from their targeted orbital velocity. So let's watch as SECO occurs in just under 30 seconds. Here we go. That's a view from Progress. Well, there goes that camera. Let's wait for SECO on the telemetry. And there's SECO, and there goes Progress. The Progress spacecraft has been deployed from the Soyuz upper stage. That was really cool how, like, literally instantly as the second stage cut off, they just threw the Progress away. And there goes those solar panels. They just pop out. And now they are fully deployed. So Progress will coast in this. That's a replay of the solar array deployment. You can say they just sort of pop out. But that does pretty much wrap up this mission. Progress will stay in orbit for the next 2 days before docking to the ISS, and then it will stay at the ISS for around a month before re-entering the atmosphere, carrying back some supplies and some other stuff. But that is mission control after what seemed to be successful launch of Progress MS-21. And that will also wrap up my coverage. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. My name's Josh. I run these streams at Ankla. If you could subscribe, that'd be very nice. We are on the road to 1,000. We are just actually 58 subscribers away. So if you could subscribe, that would be very helpful, and we'd appreciate it a lot. So thank you. There's 32 of you watching and only 13 likes. So please like and subscribe. I don't usually say that very much, but thank you. My name's Josh. This will be the end of this live stream, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.